What's up guys, it's the T-Ball and I am back with another video. Before I start, if you guys will hit that like button and subscribe for more NBA, Brooklyn Nets, and Jeremy Lin videos. Your support is greatly appreciated as we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you're not subbed, be sure to hit that sub button as your support is greatly appreciated. So tonight I'm going to be going over Jeremy Lin and the Brooklyn Nets lost to the Detroit Pistons. They lost by a score of 90-89. Some key box score stats: Jeremy Lin in 31 minutes of playing time scored 14 points to go along with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. He had 3 turnovers, 1 personal foul with a plus-minus of +0. He shot 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3-point range, and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Brook Lopez with 11 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. He shot a paltry 4 of 17 from the field. And Sean Kilpatrick came off the bench with 15 points, which was very nice. And I definitely think this should be Sean Kilpatrick's role. He should play about 20 minutes off the bench, being more of a microwave scorer off the bench. He should not be starting for any team, but I definitely think he is a rotation player. And you know, if the Nets do trade him, they shouldn't just give him away for nothing. They should trade him for, I think, 2 second-round picks would be a decent return for Kilpatrick, especially in the loaded 2017 draft. So a quick recap: I'm very busy later tonight. I have a lot of tests and I have to study, so I'm just going to go straight into the fourth quarter. The Nets came into the fourth up by 4 points, but obviously, as usual, the bench lost the lead again, and the Nets starters went in. I want to say they were either tied or they were down 1 or 2 points, but the Nets starters, with about 2 minutes left, eventually got a 4-point lead, and it was looking good, but they eventually lost it in the final minutes. So with the Nets up 2, Detroit had the ball. Ish Smith was found open for the three-pointer, and he was wide open. And Jeremy Lin was guarding Ish Smith throughout the game, and you would wonder, you know, why was Smith wide open if Lin was guarding him? Well, Lin was actually in the paint. It looked like Baines straight up pushed him on a replay, and Lin fouled. No offensive foul was called, and Ish Smith was wide open for the 3. And you know, so some of you can make an argument that Lin should not be in the paint in this situation. He should just stick to Ish Smith, which is true. I have to watch that replay again to see if Lin was switched on a pick. I forget, but still, if Baines pushed Lin and it was an offensive foul, it should have been called. And obviously, the refs, which I said in my last video, are kind of biased in my opinion, did not call the offensive foul. And this is a huge turnaround for the Nets. If the Baines push on Lin was called an offensive foul, the Nets would have gotten the ball. Ish Smith's 3 would not have counted, and they would have been up 2 with the ball, with the potential to make it a 2-possession game. So, you know, with all these games, you know, including yesterday's game where there's, you know, some very questionable calls, I want to say in the 2-minute replay, Lin, when he got called for the turnover for, I want to say it was like a traveling or up and down call, the Nets, the NBA on their 2-minute report said that Lin was actually allowed to have the ball and it should not have been a turnover, which could have been, you know, a huge swing. I remember if the Nets scored, they would have been up, and you know, the Sixers might not have scored on the ensuing possession. So, you know, I don't know what's up with the refs. You know, they're obviously, it seems like, at least to me, in my opinion, they're obviously biased to Lin for some reason. You know, if it's because he's Asian, you know, that's very likely, but I'm not gonna, you know, make any assumptions or anything like that. But you know, it is what it is. So yeah, so Lopez on the next play missed a pretty open. It was pretty open and it was pretty deep. However, he missed the 3, and the Nets had to play the foul game. And with Tobias Harris hitting both free throws, the Nets had the ball. They ran a play for Lin. I think it was, I forget who inbounded it, but one of the Nets players, I want to say it was Levert, inbounded it to Lin, and Lin kind of fumbled the ball, and it was a turnover. And the Pistons got 2 more free throws after getting fouled, and they won the game. So let me just get to Lin. Lin, he struggled again tonight. He shot only 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3-point range, and his 3s looked way off. I remember one of the 3s came off like, it was like almost an air ball, and it was pretty open. And it just seems like if you compare his form from this game to the beginning of the season, something looks way off. His form is, it reminds me of his form back in Houston, in his first year in Houston, where it was a very high arcing shot, except I think his shot right now, like in tonight's game against the Pistons, it looks like the same exact form using the arms, but he's using less legs, if that makes sense. So, quite a few of Lin's three-point attempts were they were just short. They came off the front of the rim. So it's just very similar to his form when he was in Houston in his first year, and obviously in Houston in his first year he didn't shoot very well from three-point range. I want to say he shot 33.9% from three, I think. And right now, after tonight's game, he's actually going to be at around that level, as he's coming into this game shooting 34.9%. So, I don't know what's up with his shot. Maybe he needs to call Doc or something. Doc Schlepper, I think that's his name. That's Lin's shooting coach, and ask him, send him some film of tonight's game and ask him what was wrong with his shot. And hopefully Doc can help him or something like that. As Lin was shooting 40% from three, just like, I want to say it was like 5 to 7 games ago, and it was looking great, his shot, and all of a sudden it's just gotten short. Could it be due to tiredness or fatigue? Definitely. Lin hasn't been in season form, if that's what you call it, throughout the season, as he's missed multiple games, obviously, because of hamstring injuries, back injuries, ankle injuries. So hopefully Lin can just work on his shot over the summer again and just make sure it's more consistent, so even when he's tired, he has a muscle memory to know that he shouldn't be changing his form or anything like that. He should just stick with his form and still don't use too much legs in his jumper, which in his new form now, especially in the beginning of the season, you can see that Lin's shot did not use a lot of legs. It was mostly just mostly the upper body strength that was giving the ball the arc it needs to get into the basket. So his drives look nice, though. I know he had a nice and one play, so that was nice to see. I also want to point out he drove at least 2 times where he should have been called, where he should have gotten a call from the refs, but obviously the refs have some sort of bias towards Lin, as they will not give him any favorable calls. The defense against Smith for Lin was not that good tonight. He kept getting switched on picks, or he kept letting Ish take jumpers as he sometimes went behind the pick. Also, Ish Smith drove past Lin on a couple of plays to score lay-ins. I remember one of them was on a fast break where Lin was just flat out beaten. But, Ish Smith, he's been a pretty good player for the Pistons this season, so nothing wrong with Lin not having his best defensive game tonight, but we all know Lin is much more capable of better defensive games, and I think Lin's, I don't want to say subpar, but his defense that is not up to his standards, why he's not playing, that great of defense compared to last season or in the beginning of this season is mainly because Lin, I think he just wants to take it a little slower, and he wants to avoid any type of other injury, knock on wood, obviously. But yeah, I'm fine with how Lin's playing defensively. He's playing smart. He is getting blown by sometimes by the opposing point guards, but that happens with all NBA point guards. So yeah, so hopefully Lin can be 100% to start the 2017 to 2018 season, and he'll be back in his 100% form, as I still think Lin's playing at around 85 to 90%. So we'll just see for next season, as this season's already a lost cause. So I also want to point out that Kenny trusted Lin again to take the final 3, or was supposed to take the final three or the final possession. It was good to see. Kenny has done that multiple times this season, so it's nice to see that a coach finally trusts Lin with the ball in the clutch, as we haven't seen this since D'Antoni. Also want to point out Lopez struggled with his shot. He just couldn't get the easy ones to go. He did have 2 clutch threes, but obviously the Nets blew the lead. But if Lopez maybe hit a couple more shots, or if Lopez even hit 1 more shot, the Nets would have won, as they only lost by 1. But you can say that for most of the players on this team. Lin shot 6 of 14 from the field, which is decent, but needs to shoot a little better than that. And Hollis Jefferson, I think he shot 6 of 14. I forget, but Hollis Jefferson, I want to point out, should not be taking 14 shots a game for any team. Not for the Nets, not for a D-League team. He's just not a good offensive player. He's a good rebounder. He can be a good defender, but that's really about it. He should not be taking these crazy jumpers, but I think he should be taking only putbacks or open lay-ins, open dunks. Those are the types of shots he should be taking, and I definitely think he's been taking way too many shots. He's forcing it up, you know, too many times. He's driving to the rim recklessly, and he should only be taking, in my opinion, around 7 to 8 shots max a game. So, yeah, but that's about it. Thanks for watching this quick recap and analysis video. Not as long as my other ones, but I'm really busy, and I still want to get a video, though. So be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts on this game down in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.